Hey, what's going on today? Okay, I went to Tokyo yesterday with my daughter, as I was talking about in my previous videos. And finally, I go to Tokyo, safe and sound, and it was really, really tiring. It turned out to be the worst trip ever for me, actually, to be totally honest with you, okay? It was not fun at all. It was for the first time in 2 years. The last time I went to Tokyo was the year 2022, and I went to Tokyo back to back. 2 times back to back. One time I went to see someone very important to me at the time, and that was the main purpose of my visiting Tokyo back then for the first time, the year 2022, okay? And after that, I stopped by a museum to see 2 of my daughter's drawings displayed in a museum for the exhibition. And after that, I could have stopped by the zoo next to the museum, which is called Ueno Zoo, which is one of the most famous zoos in Japan, or I should say it's the most famous zoo in Japan. But at that time, I was having a cancer in my colon. I was having a colon cancer, and the reason why I visited someone important to me at the time was that I was trying to get my second opinion from that person. He's a doctor, but he doesn't work in a hospital. He was his own boss. He has his office in which he gives second opinion to many people. And he was very famous. He published so many books about how to treat your cancer. He's one of the pioneers in that field. And his second opinion was pretty expensive, but I guess the same price for the other second opinions you can get in hospitals, I guess. And I got to know him by reading one of his books after I found out that I had cancer myself. That was the very first time that I knew that I came down with cancer. That was quite shocking to me. Not quite shocking, but extremely shocking to me. I never thought that kind of thing could ever happen to me. But it did, so that was extremely shocking to me, okay? And so the main purpose for my first visit to Tokyo in 2022 was to meet that person face to face. So, and after that, I stopped by the museum to see my daughter's drawings. So that was everything that I had to do. And visiting the zoo next to the museum was not my plan. That's why I didn't go to the zoo. And after the first visit, I went to the museum again. After a few days, after my first visit to Tokyo, I visited Tokyo, right? not visit to. I don't need to after visit. Between visit and Tokyo, right? Because when you use visit, this word, you don't need to put to after visit. I don't know how to explain this in terminology. I mean, it's terminology, right? It's the special expression that you use when you explain grammar. It's something specific. So I don't think I know the word. Yeah, I know the word, but I can't remember what it is. So I try not to use that terminology. Is it okay? Terminology. Can I use terminology in this context? I hope so, but okay. Anyway, back to my original story. Okay, the second time I went there with my daughter because I thought that it would be better for her to see her production, see her drawings, what she had made directly with her own eyes in that atmosphere. Because when I first visited the museum in which my daughter's drawings were displayed, I was impressed by seeing her own production displayed among other productions made by other artists or people, whether or not they're professional. And I thought that it would be very, very important to put yourself in that kind of situation, because otherwise you stay at home just imagining how or what the situation would be like, just imagining. It's not very realistic, right? And I suggested that she should visit the museum directly. The reason why she decided not to go to Tokyo to see her production displayed in the museum by herself was the cost. It would cost pretty much by taking the bullet train. My pronunciation okay? Is my pronunciation okay? Because I was listening to my recording for my videos yesterday while I was on the bullet train or Shinkansen using my headphones, and I put the subtitles for the video on. I don't know how to explain this, but when you watch YouTube videos, you can put the, you can click on the button that says CC. I forgot what CC stands for. Caption, right? Caption. You can use the caption, and if the video doesn't have any subtitles on it originally, you can just use that function and to put the subtitles. And the subtitles can be made are made by AI, artificial intelligence, automatically. So it cannot be very precise, or the subtitles you can see by using the function, automatic subtitles, caption, cannot be always true, or I don't know how to say this, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Because this is all I can do to explain what I want to say, and nobody helps, right? Because I'm just speaking to myself, and I'm with nobody with me at the moment. This is the reason why I think that it's better for me to get someone else's help, like applying for some kind of English speaking lessons online, so that whenever I speak to someone else, in this case, a teacher, if I speak to a teacher, whether or not he or she is a native English speaker, someone else would help me, right? Every time I get stuck without knowing how to say in proper English. But in this case, I'm all alone, just speaking to myself while recording my voice, and nobody can help. Before, there was only one person who helped me with my expressions and the pronunciation, and I really appreciate his help. I think that's him. And by doing this, by asking others' help, I can learn more correct or English sentences. I think I can help my spoken English much faster, much more quickly. It can be very helpful. It can be very effective, I guess. And at this stage, I really want to do this, but I'm still hesitant to do this, to be totally honest with you. And where was I actually? I was listening to myself speaking English while I was reading the caption that made by AI automatically. I was pretty surprised that some of the words and expressions, or some of the English that I spoke in that video I was watching on Shinkansen, one of them also, some of the words I spoke in that video was not detected in a way that I hoped it. I don't know how to end the sentence. Okay. The English that was detected by the caption done by AI, and English that I meant, or I actually said, was not consistent, not the same. It means that even though I was speaking English and I was saying some words, but AI didn't recognize it. And one of the words that one of the words that were not detected the right way was bullet train, a bullet train. Every time I said this word, it's like, it was like, what was that? Bullet. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't detected. It wasn't detected properly, and it made me realize something. Come to think of it, I used to be pointed out that I didn't pronounce this word correctly in one of my videos on my main channel. It was quite a long time ago. It was around 2015. I was talking about a bullet train. Am I pronouncing this word correctly now? I really hope so, though. And I realized that I'm still pronouncing this word incorrectly. So this is what I learned while I was listening to my own recording using the CC caption. And that was good because I understood that I should pronounce certain words more, taking more time, more slowly, more clearly, and like the words with two vowels, double vowels, like male, main, whatever, anything else. We Japanese usually are not good at pronouncing words with two vowels in them. We tend to pronounce those words like that words with just one vowel, because that's how we pronounce foreign words in Japanese. We usually pronounce like a male as if it were like male, or main as if it were like men. Okay, those are different, right? But for us, there's no difference between them when pronouncing them. So that's a big problem for us. In the first place, we seldom notice the difference between them because we are used to pronouncing those words differently, our original way, Japanese way. That's why, unless we are pointed out that we are doing incorrectly, we will never be able to notice it in the first place. That's one of the problems we have when it comes to learning English. Okay, so that's why when I noticed that I actually aren't pronouncing certain words correctly, it was a good lesson for me. it was a good lesson for me. But when I was watching a YouTube video, this morning, it was a video spoken in Japanese, and it was one of the scenes from a TV program. It was like it was not like news program, but it was I don't know how to explain this, but entertainment program. Okay, and there were two people explaining the situation in the program, and they are professional people. That's why they speak very clear. They speak very clearly, okay? And it was very, very easy for me to understand. Yeah, it was Japanese. And no wonder I can understand 100% of what they were talking about. Yeah, of course, it's Japanese. No problem. And in that program, there was another person. It was an ordinary person, and talking about himself, his experience, about his abuse that he got from his own mother. The program itself was about abuse from your own parents or mother. And I happened to find that video because it was shown for my recommended. Is it okay for me to use for in this context? The video was recommended in my recommended. Okay, I actually looked it up in an online dictionary before so many times, but I still haven't been able to use this word correctly. Probably because of my age, I can't memorize things as much as I used to. I easily forget things. The older you get, the harder it can be for you to memorize things. Okay. And anyway, okay, there was an ordinary people talking about himself, and how he spoke, how he was speaking was not as clear as what those two professional people were speaking. So it was pretty difficult for me to try to catch and understand what he was saying, even though I am Japanese and he's speaking Japanese and I can understand Japanese 100% normally. There's a big difference between how those professional people speak and how ordinary people speak. So, in a nutshell, long story short, what I was trying to say is that I speak like this in my videos, and I don't think it's always it is always understandable for people because I'm not speaking like how professionals do. I don't think I speak English as clearly as native speakers speak much better and much more clearly than I do. And even those native speakers, for ordinary native English speakers, I don't think they speak as clearly as professional native English speakers do. There is still a big gap between how ordinary native speakers speak and how professional native speakers speak. And between even between native English speakers, ordinary people, there must be some kind of big gap because there are some ordinary people who can speak very clearly. There must be a word to describe that can describe this in a more concise way, more short way. Articulate. People who can articulate. Articulate, is it okay? Is it okay for me to use this word in this context? Articulate, or there's another even that has the same meaning as articulate, or enunciate, or okay, anyway. Where was I? Yeah. In a nutshell, that visit Tokyo, my last visit Tokyo, was the worst of my life. I couldn't enjoy Tokyo at all. Simply, there were too many people. And for me, everyone was in good shape, in good health. Everyone was energetic. I felt that way because all those places I were in yesterday were like stations, museums, and zoos. And all those places were places that energetic people tend to gather. That's why all those people I came across were all energetic. Because once again, all those places were places where only energetic people, not healthy, because you never know if this person is really healthy, right? So, but when it comes to physical health or physical energy, all those people are energetic, because if you are not energetic enough, you never think of visiting all those places in the first place, right? You would never think of visiting all those places, right? So that's why what I mean, energetic, physically energetic. What I mean by physically energetic, it is I can't say. That's why every person I came across looked very energetic, and I was just overwhelmed by it in the first place. Okay, and I felt that I was not as energetic as most of them. I felt inferiority in the first place. So that's why I was feeling very, very lonely while I was there entire time. I was just lonely. And this is something that people with attachment disorder, this is the kind of feeling that people with attachment disorder would tend to have. They are extremely lonely every time, all the time, because they really need affection. They really seek affection, relationship, in a very deep sense. It's not that they don't need love. They don't seek for love. They really need affection. They want to be loved. They want to love somebody, something. But they cannot ask for such things. So that's why it makes them very lonely, including me, myself. Part of the reason that they tend to feel this way is that they tend to, including me, we tend to feel, or we tend to be self-conscious too much, too self-conscious, because they are very, okay, the rice is ready, so I'm going to stir it to put some air into the rice to make it delicious. I didn't do this the last time I cooked rice in a rice cooker. I just left the rice for about an hour after it was cooked, and it turned out that the rice was terrible. The rice was not as fluffy as it should have been, and I regret it so much. So I decided not to do this. I decided not to let it happen again, and so that's why as soon as I heard the sound coming from the rice cooker, or one of my dogs, probably it is Goro, is sneezing. It sometimes happens. The last time one of my dogs began to sneeze, it was James. It was one of my other dog. Oh, I think that he's still sneezing. And I wonder what makes him to have a sneeze like that. Which one? Are you okay? He's at his toilet now, and he's sneezing. And I wonder what makes him sneeze like that. Okay, anyway, where was I? Yeah, I was lonely when I was in Tokyo because there were so many people walking rapidly. They looked very strong. They looked very energetic, positive. I really don't know if they were really positive and energetic. But yeah, I was lonely, and there were so many people walking very, very fast, and they were very fashionable because it was Tokyo. Naturally, people in Tokyo look more fashionable, and I couldn't enjoy Tokyo at all anyway. And yeah, that's all I felt. And I was extremely tired. I got extremely tired. Anyway, I hate riding on trains in the first place because I have to be punctual, right? And I almost never late. I have always been never, no, it's confusing. I've never been late for trains and even planes. I have ridden, is it okay? I have gotten on an airplane 5 times in my life, only in Japan. And one time, I was almost late for an airplane. I made them wait for me to get into the airplane, actually. That was the only time that I was late for any kind of public transportation. But when it comes to that bullet train, is it okay? Bullet train. I've never been late just because the ticket price is very expensive. I don't want to miss the opportunity to ride on an airplane too, but a bullet train because it's expensive. So that's why it makes me be punctual. But being punctual or trying to be punctual is tiring to me. That's why every time I take a short trip using a train, it makes me feel very nervous because I wouldn't want to be late for the trains and appointments. And it makes me nervous. It makes me too nervous to go to sleep, fall asleep. It makes me sleepy. It makes me tired in the first place. It makes me tense. And on the bullet train, I was sitting on the aisle seat because most people would love the window seat, right? Unless it is an airplane. When it comes to an airplane, seats are located very closely to each other, right? More closely. So it's very crowded and very uncomfortable, right? When I first, I don't know how to say, when I got on an airplane for the first time in my life, it was an ordinary seat. It was not a business seat, or it was not the first seat. First seat. Yeah, of course, because it is the most expensive. I would never sit sit on such an expensive seat. So I was so surprised how crowded each seat should be for ordinary seats. It was packed. Jam-packed. And in such a situation, maybe I would like to sit on an aisle seat, and there are more people who prefer sitting on an aisle seat because it's easier for them to move, to go to a bathroom, to move out, to move. But when it comes to Shinkansen or a bullet train, more people, I guess, would prefer sitting on a window seat because you can enjoy the scenery while riding on it, right? But because I'm the mother and I was with my daughter, I should be, I should be a good mother. So that's why I offered the seat to my daughter. And she asked me if it was okay beforehand. Yeah, it was very courtesy. Is it okay? Courtesy. It was polite. It was polite of her to ask me like that. But all I should have said was, yeah, please. Trying to be a good mother. To be honest with you, 100%, I would love to sit on the window seat. Yeah. I really wanted to enjoy the scenery while riding. But when it comes to the bullet train, they have quite a small windows. For some safety reasons, I guess. Windows have to be small for safety reasons, right? Anyway, right? Being on the bullet train, it was comfortable. Yeah, surprisingly comfortable. Even when you put pet bottle, your pet bottle drink on the table, which I don't know how to say this. The table sticks from the seat, front seat, okay, and it was unstable. It was not entirely stable. It is not entirely stable, but when you put a pet bottle on it, not vertically, but horizontally, not vertically, okay, vertically, but it'll never fall down. It can be rattled. Is it okay? Rattled. It's a wobble. Is it okay? Wobble. It's wobble, but still, it can never fall down. It just shows how silent and stable Shinkansens or bullet trains are. they are very quiet. And when I visited some other prefecture with my daughter the other day, it was winter. It was last winter, and we were using the express train, JR line. I mean, JR means Japan Railway. Okay, JR line. It was an express train, but it was really, really, I don't know how to say it, not quiet, not as quiet as Shinkansen. And my daughter got sick because it was, I don't know how to say this, but it was not as quiet as Shinkansen, and it moved a lot, so that's why. And anyway, I'm too hungry to continue talking, so I'll eat something. I'll eat the rice that was just ready. Okay, and I'll be back some other time. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.